Alrighty, howdy ho folks. Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Harvestella, the game that still is not better by however far we are in Chapter 4. Last episode we had a bunch of cutscenes that got us back to Aria, I guess. This episode, I guess we're still doing the Castle of Illusion, because why wouldn't we? It's not like it makes zero sense as a dungeon like I talked about before. And how none of this setup really makes any sense. And I'm certain some people might argue that's the entire point. It's supposed to not make sense. It's all a lie. Which I'd reply, well, they didn't handle it well. You can do the stupid twist thing and handle it properly. It's just, this one isn't. It really effing isn't. Like, ultimately, this doesn't equate to basically anything, design or plot-wise. The fact that this entire dungeon's just set up with a bunch of... Gosh, what is it? Geist enemies and all that. The fact that Geist is apparently at the bottom of this dungeon working up. All the plot nonsense I talked about last time. It's been a few days for me. I guess, considering how long it takes for these episodes to come out, a few days for you unless you're marathoning it, which, hey, more power to you. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. It's just infuriating to look in at every once in a while. How much you want to bet if I go over here to this left door, it's going to be like, that's the wrong way. Let's see. Oh no, it's actually going to let me. Oh, because it's just a single room. Wow. I don't know what I was expecting. But for a second, just a small fraction of a second, I kind of got my hopes up. I mentioned at the start of this dungeon, I do like exploring video games. It's one of the things I enjoy the most in a video game, is exploring the odds and ends. That's part of the reason I tend to be... I don't know. I just tend to gravitate a bit more. This looks like a boss fight. Are we good for a boss fight? Nah. Let's pop a save and then... I don't know. Go grab a few materials or something. Somewhere else. Maybe forage and try to get a few healing items. I mean, after all, we already know we can't really buy potions or food or anything. So may as well just kind of meander to various places that might have healing items. Trying to think. Because, like, none of the places you think should have healing items do. Any place I'm like, oh yeah, let's frickin' forage here or whatever. It's like, yeah, that's just a bunch of lumber. Do I need lumber for anything? Not really. You just kind of like stereotypically need lumber for crafting, upgrades to your place. Oh, cool. What do the upgrades to my farm do? Nothing. They really don't do anything. I don't know, maybe I could get like a cow or something. And then I could just use milk as a healing item. Actually, weren't we talking like last episode about possibly, just possibly getting an F ton of trees? Actually, that might work. Yeah. If I took the time to just fish a bunch. To buy a bunch of like tree seedlings, that probably work. Because I don't think those go away during Quietus. and I just have a constant influx of tree seeds or plants or whatever that I could probably turn into juice. Okay, let's see here. What the heck's this? Western Forest? I'm certain that's going to be useful in the second half of the game where we need to go back to all of the crystals and, I don't know, calm them because of some great seismic activity that set them off or whatever, because that's how these games go. It really is. Okay, let's see here. Foraging. There's a handful of foraging spots. Okay. Really certain there's no reason to even fight the enemies, though, considering how low level they are. What do you guys think our odds are of beating the boss? I mean, I think we're around the right level. Probably, possibly. Worst case scenario, we'll have to grind a bit. Which honestly kind of is a worst case scenario. I don't like this game. I don't want to have to grind in it. It's not like Dragon Quest VII where it's like, yeah, the game is enjoyable. I wouldn't mind grinding out all of the job classes or whatever, like an effing fool. Because that's just something I did in Dragon Quest VII for no reason. If you guys ever think about picking up that game, legit enjoy it. It's fun. You do not need to do a majority of the job system. Unlock and work towards the classes you want and honestly enjoy. You don't need to do the monster job system like whatsoever. And I say that as someone who enjoyed maxing out the monster job system. Oh, better Square Enix games. Actually, I remember when that game was kind of rap talked. So that game came out like what on the PS1 originally. And it is a long PS1 game. Like if you properly try to 100% it, like over 100 hours long. And I don't know if people would actually bat an eye at that nowadays. Because it's kind of just, oh yeah, 100+ hour JRPG, that makes sense. It's like, yes, no, considering the time frame. I don't think that was super common during that era. Like, I remember picking up My World, My Way on my DS or whatever, and being so wonderfully surprised by the fact that it was like a 40-hour JRPG. It just pleasantly surprised. 100% get to relax and take things pretty slow and finish them up in a timely manner in My World, My Way. And I don't know, I think that used to be kind of the effing norm. Maybe I'm the weird one with like just a bad memory, but yeah, JRPGs did not used to take 90+ hours. Because let's be effing honest, you don't need 90+ hours to showcase a good story. You really don't. Majority of the length that JRPGs had of those 90 hours was based around boss fights and stuff, and fighting in general, and just the battle systems. Which, don't get me wrong, I do like turn-based combat from time to time. I am moving away from it. I'm not the biggest fan nowadays, but it was something I enjoyed a good bit when I was younger. Let's see here. Another gem or something to pop in there. Yeah. Another one of these. Pop it over yonder. There we go. See if I can't make any more sandwiches, and then we'll just hop into the boss fight, I guess. No reason not to. Mountain stir fry. That's what I meant to make. Make up about 5 of those. But yeah, to be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of certain eras of video games. Like the NES era, there's such a small handful of games from that era that I'd actually consider worth playing. And I've basically played them. But you need to realize, like, one of those is like the original Dragon Quest. Because the Dragon Quest series is just good. Just really is good. But with that in mind, the original Dragon Quest takes... Gosh. I want to say like 8 hours tops. That's if you're just kind of meandering and not doing things proper. You're just kind of wandering around. No, well. Let's get this stupid cutscene going. But yeah, that's if you're meandering. And Dragon Quest is the granddaddy of all JRPGs. That's what they're based on. Anyways, I feel something unusual up ahead. You still want to continue? Sure, why not? I've done stupider things in my life. I play this game. Geist! Oh gosh, he somehow made it to the Genesis core, even though his entire army was throughout the entire establishment. And he obviously wasn't coming, like, upwards through the underground levels. It's almost like he had an airship that somehow landed somewhere. And Arya, who escaped from his clutches, was on the 3rd floor, which wouldn't make sense if he was in the underground levels. Like, what the F were they thinking just writing it like this? Just why? It doesn't make sense. Well, if it isn't Dianthus. What is this about? I don't believe you have any reason to be here. Yeah, this is very morally gray. We've come to stop you. We've heard all about your plan. We won't let you destroy the Sea's light. All of these are stupid. I'm gonna say we heard all about your plan because, like, I don't care about stopping him. Let him commit mass extinction. Maybe he's fully aware of how stupid everyone in the universe is, like I am. Like, seriously, just wipe him out. Does it matter? We've heard all about your plan, I guess. Sure, why not? Sounds like you heard, but do not understand. That's because you didn't give the proper exposition. You're like, I'm gonna wipe out all life everywhere. Like, why would you do that? I don't know. What would you do that? What do you mean? I'm not the one doing it. Yeah, that's a good answer, isn't it? Stop being a petulant teenager. Freaking answer questions. It's just like you said, right? By destroying the Sea's light, you will wipe out all life on this planet. We won't let you do it. Please don't hurt my friends anymore. Meep meep, you don't have friends. You are not worthy of your lives. Gosh, dude, you really aren't good at trying to sound justified. Like, let me put it this way. When it comes to, like, characters, you have to write them from a standpoint that you comprehend in order for them to be a proper character. That's just character writing 101. If you're not writing the character from a point that you can empathize with and maybe can kind of like expand upon, it's not properly written. That's why writing just an evil character that's evil to be evil usually doesn't make sense unless you handle it certain ways. Because nobody thinks they're evil. Even the evilest individual in our history books thought they were doing right in some way, shape, or form, whether it was narcissistic and I'm doing right for me. They never think they're the bad guys. They don't. So Geist, this entire time, is built up as an individual who is doing things against the grain for a grander scheme that they're not fully elaborating on. To the point where they even tried to convince Arya to be a part of this grander scheme and still didn't fully elaborate on. So they are written as I'm doing what I know is right, even if the world is against me kind of individual, which isn't bad as a villain. It's honestly good as a villain. That makes more sense as a villain. A person that wants what's right at the cost of anything and everything. That's great as a villain. But then Geist has lines like this, and you realize, no, they just wrote Geist to be evil. You are not worthy of your lives. Dude. Decide how you're writing a character and just stick with it, because, like, this is how Final Fantasy villains are always written. And it's why their final bosses and their villains always effing suck. Every single Final Fantasy villain, I swear, is written like this. And it's why part of the writing for every Final Fantasy game just effing sucks. Not that it matters. You are already too late. What? Yeah, like he's been here for a minute. I went to sleep. Guy's been able to mess with this stupid giant core thing for like a day and a half. Minimally. Read Gaia, apoptosis code engaged. Okay. That's supposed to be like apotheosis? Okay, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? It's made up. It's fake. It's not like Dread Delusion where a word I don't recognize might be in the dialogue, so it's worth looking up because it is an actual vocabulary word and you can learn things. This isn't that game. It's not well written. It is predicted that destruction of the Sea's Light will cause a calamitous natural disaster. Sure, but what do the Sea's Lights do? Immediate evacuation of all Seth to the orbital cradle is advised. Oh, right, omens are called Seth. Okay, sure, cool. Oh, it's an orbital cradle because they're making like new worlds and stuff. Birthing them or whatever. Cool, sure. Sure, why not? Also, yeah, actually they did explain what the Sea's Lights do. They keep the environment from like basically imploding. But what do the monolites do? They say they're connected to the Sea's Light and they're vital for their infrastructure, but they never explain what people use them for. I repeat. What have you done? Do you truly wish to force the singular death of the star? It's a weird way of phrasing that. Singular death. Oh, this music's pretty good. I've said it countless times. Final Fantasy team is good with music. They just don't know how to use their soundtrack. They really don't. After all, before this song started, it was completely silent. And they had no other set dressing, like, wow, it's flashing red, maybe have a warning sound going or something, but no. Actually, that would be great sound design. Like when Geist does this, it starts with a warning sign, you know, bam, 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 with the red, and that slowly fades into this music and fades out as this music, but you can still kind of pick up on that as like the bass beat, basically that bam, bam, bam. That would be effing awesome and great sound design. How much you want to bet that's never going to be in any Final Fantasy or Square Enix game? That's something like an indie dev does because they freaking have passion behind what they make. I'm just going down different tangents because I'm trying to just forget this game while playing it. You did well. The strict security made getting here a lot more work than I expected. Okay, cool. You really meant what you said about destroying the Seas Light. I like how all of you are so pissed over it when, like, we don't have any proof either of them are telling the truth. They could both be lying about us. The Seas Light could just be giant RGB rocks. We don't know what's gonna happen when they get destroyed. Is that even possible? You doubt me? Surely this castle has helped you realize the truth you do was a lie. I realized everyone here is stupid. Again, for the umpteenth time. Everyone in the universe is just dumb. It may have, but still. Guys, what do you expect to gain? Override this code immediately. Why don't you do it, Dianthus? Why can't you override it? Why does Geist have the only activation and deactivation codes? Why does Geist have the only activation and deactivation codes? A lot of omens in various parts of like this organization should be able to deactivate it if Dianthus is like, you can deactivate this. Why is nobody else stepping up to deactivate it? Like, we have seen 3 omens that are arguably on Dianthus' side. Dianthus, the one who caught Arya, and maybe, just maybe, the one who was watching the kid in the forest. And then as far as we're aware, every other omen just likes trying to kill us. It's never explained why. Like, Dianthus, what is your organization? Are you not the rebels at this point? You are so amazingly understaffed and just like lesser in number compared to Geist's setup. It's astounding. You think I'll listen to your griping now? Don't bore me, Dianthus. Plus, like, this whole split seems to have started a month and a half ago. Okay, cool. I have no time to deal with you or your friends. I must go welcome the true world with my own eyes. Oh, okay. Guys, has anyone ever told you you're stupid? And I'm not gonna lie, if you had the ability to blow a hole into this room and just come into this room, why didn't you just do that? Can we be honest? You had the ability to blow a hole into the room, not damage anything. Still had the thing in there be intact and working to do what you wanted. And you didn't do that. Why? There's so many more things that could tear apart. Okay, just hippity hops down. You do you. There must be something in here that will stop the apoptosis order. Apoptosis. It sounds so stupid. Just say the apotheosis order. Like, that would probably be hinting at what this grander, like, scheme is. Call it the apotheosis order. That's what you're trying to hint at. I am 99% certain apoptosis is not a word, and I'm going to even look it up. If it is a word, I guess they get points for using a very, very annoying word. But yeah, let's actually look it up. Apoptosis. Oh wow. Carcinoma is programmed cell death. A natural, genetically regular process where cells self-destruct. You know what? They get points for doing a stupid word. And I'm a man of my word for freaking giving them those points. Basically, genetic cell death order. Weird. They get points for it, I guess. Sure. Okay. I know when to stand back. It's impossible. Geist has locked authority to himself. You guys not have an override for that? What? It's literally a machine that could cause the entire planet to blow up. Yeah, but he logged in as guest and then removed all other users. Why is it like just a system that you log into? Oh, we didn't really think about that, huh? Yeah, Probably should have like physical override keys to that. Oh, yeah. We can't stop this world from dying unless we destroy him first. Wait, what? What? What do you mean destroying him? What is killing Geist gonna do to stop this? We won't give up until we stop him? Then let's catch up to him? I guess let's catch up. But what is destroying Geist gonna do? How will that stop the machine from doing things? Are they now like connected mentally? And the only way to get a different override switch is if it gets the signal that Geist is dead? Whoa, you followed me all the way here. Worry not, this is stupid. How did we get here? How did we get here? Why are we here? How did we get on Guy's ship? The view from here of this false world's demise will be exquisite. Then we can observe the birth of the true world. Okay. Cool. Can I get some like blackjack and hookers wherever the heck we're going? Gosh, I'd rather be doing that than this game, man. Geist, what is this true world you speak of? What will it solve? Dianthus, you don't even know? I thought you and your organization considered Geist's actions morally gray. So that means you know why Geist is doing it. It's dumb. What? That information isn't stored in your collective consciousness? Don't start with the collective consciousness, man. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Why not try thinking for yourself, Dianthus? Okay, sure. I guess you guys are all part of a hive mind. Not that I believe you would understand my true intentions, regardless. Yeah, this is classic. I think I mentioned it early in the series, but one of the well-known quotes for one of the Final Fantasy final bosses is that you will never understand why I do the things I do. You can't comprehend why I'm doing this. And that is like Final Fantasy, just the go-to for all of their villains. Because they didn't make a villain with a proper reasoning to do such things. In the few times they made a villain that they built up with proper reasoning, they're considered creme de la creme in the series. But 99% of all Final Fantasy villains are like, I'm doing this horrible thing. Why would you do that? You'll never understand. What? You'll never understand why I'm doing this horrible thing. I mean, you could try to tell us. No, you won't understand me. That's just the writing team. They think that's good. They think having the villain just be standoffish and a D-bag and basically like a freaking toddler stopping their feet, like, you don't get it. I'm evil. Is good writing. They've never done anything about it. And they need to be blasted over this writing because they've been doing this since Final Fantasy 1. It is bad writing from the beginning. It has always been bad writing. I had some hope for that scientist girl, but perhaps I misaligned my expectations. You didn't tell her why you were trying to destroy all life. Why would anyone sign up for that? If you were kidnapped by an alien, let's just consider them aliens. If you're kidnapped by an alien and you're like, you're the key to everything. Oh, I'm the key to everything? Yes, you are. I'm trying to wipe out 99% of all life, and I need your help. Why? Don't worry about that. You ask a lot of questions, and it's kind of cute, but don't worry about that. By the way, if you help me wipe out 99% of all life on this planet, I'll let you meet your parents. Huh. That doesn't seem like a very good, deal. You're an idiot. Like, seriously, that was the entire cutscene. Shut up. Like, dude, you don't explain things. Why? You legit just wouldn't. We asked why you were doing things, and you're like, you'll never understand. Why should we align with you? Why are you so surprised? Still, it must be said. You came this far without being swallowed up by that false world. I recognize your determination. If you intend to get in the way of my plan, then I will put an end to your struggle here. Okay, sure, whatever. Hey, we just had a fight against this dude, could do no damage, and they like basically raffle stomped us. If you're gonna have a villain that you have to fight and lose against, and you get raffle stomped and can't do any damage, like it's a guaranteed lose, do that, I want to say, during the start of the game, and then by like late midpoint to late game, you come back to them and you beat them. While constantly having them as an overarching villain throughout the game as something that's constantly dragging you down, and you are so upset because you realize you are not the means to fight them yet. That's how you write that. That's how you handle that. And that's why in those scenarios that I just explained, it would be so gratifying to finally beat that boss. You know, good game design. Something this game doesn't have. The seas light are about to shatter. Behold, the true star. Okay. Sure. Wow. It's steaming. Cool. The seas light. They're glowing more and more. It's just like what happened before, is it? Is this just like what happened before? No, this is only the beginning. Good question, like, we never got an explanation, but like Dianthus and I think Hydolancer were just able to enter the Seas Light as if they were buildings. Is that ever explained? The fact that Dianthus and Hydolancer could just enter the Seas Light and treat them like buildings that have various technological things within them. Is that ever brought up? Is that ever mentioned? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Because apparently they could... Arguably, in the first dungeon, they were talking about possibly doing this, I guess you could say. That was the closest Geist did to anything, and Hydolancer was trying to make it blow up, possibly. Possibly. And then Dianthus went into the Seas Light and stopped it. And that was the first dungeon. Cool. No, this is only the beginning. Okay, cool. Means something far worse is going to happen? What? What was the bad thing that happened last time? They glowed eerily last time. No point questioning it now. Let's just fling this arse off our planet and put a stop to it. Oh, Braca, you're one of those flat, like, planet people, aren't you? You think you just take people to the edge and toss them off? I couldn't have said it better myself. Let's be honest, if the world was flat and you could do that, that would be a very common form of execution. It really would. We had to stop Geist, do we? Oh no. Hein! Let's stop him, or it's time to end this? I hope it's time to end this. I'm tired of this. Cool. Whole party's here, and oh well, it's just 3 of us. Cool, he's now obscenely weak. Just as he should be. He's weak to every element. As we all knew he was last time. And he was just invulnerable because, I don't know. Cutscene stuff. Ow. Dude, ow. Ow. Not nice. Ow, ow, ow. Dude, ouch. Tell Mom. Keep that up. I'm gonna tell Mom. Geist isn't ready for me to call Mom. Stupid. Everything about this is dumb. Like, just everything. Everything about this game is stupid. Okay. Oh wow, the AI actually got out of stupid. And then they immediately walk back in for the second volley. He's got a massive AoE that their AI said, yes, we need to get out of this. This will kill us. I'm amazed they programmed that. And then they actually programmed the fact that it does like 2 shockwaves. So they immediately get hit by the second one because their AI didn't frickin' take into account the fact that he'd do a second shockwave. That is effing hilarious. Like, legit, that is just funny. Like, why would they do that? Like, what's the point? Like, I am amazed. They legit made him weak to, like, I want to say every single element for some reason. Why? What's the point? Is this supposed to be a more difficult boss fight? Like, he hasn't even done a charge up thing like almost every other boss does. Is this supposed to be a difficult boss fight? Is he about to do like 3rd phase Boogaloo? I can't believe they programmed that freaking shockwave thing that way. That is so effing funny. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Juice. Berry juice. Yay. Remember, guys, if you're fighting a megalomaniac that refuses to give you his explanation as to why he wants to commit mass extinction, don't forget to bring a smoothie. It'll help you during those trying times. Oh my effing gosh, this fight sucks. This game sucks. Everything sucks. This cutscene that's about to start is gonna suck. Everything's about to suck. But I'll tell you what, guys, we'll deal with how much this game sucks next episode, because it's been an episode and I don't know. Just don't want to deal with like an hour worth of cutscenes. I don't. Well, I'll talk to you guys in another episode of Harvestella, where, considering the stakes, we may be dealing with an hour worth of cutscenes. I'm always worried at the end of a boss fight that's what's going to happen. Just because of the first boss fight doing that. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. It's been insufferable as always. But until then, ciao.